Ho ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and last time we spoke to Lime, we spoke to Vodka, and now we're with Cigar. We can see Cigar and she's with someone that's unexpected. Let's find out who that is. Coffee. More company. What a surprise. What? Her? She was already here when I came with my coffee. Funnily enough. She wanted to leave and I had to convince her to stay, which wasn't easy. Now that isn't surprising. So keeping the joke going, I invited her to some coffee. Given the name, she probably loves it. Does she? And indeed, 2 cups of coffee are on the table, making a total of 3 coffees. Who's the 3rd coffee for then? And who has their coffee black?
It's not technically an invitation if you didn't have to pay for it.
The girl who normally erupted in a conversation with no hesitation when she had something important to add had now decided to murmur. Though you haven't even laid a finger on it. You don't like that type. You should have told me.
I don't like any type, actually.
Okay, you're not the killer. Good to know, because if you remember... where is it? Data. Likes black coffee, so that means that coffee is technically 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. Good to know. Cigar likes coffee though. Not necessarily black coffee though. What? Then what about your name?
Ask whoever chose it for me.
And what about your antidote? Isn't it coffee too?
Yes, Irish coffee.
You seem too familiar with it for not liking it.
Because it's the only one I've tried. Once. Even if I can't stand the taste, I have to drink it to stop the poison.
You're kidding, right? Though you aren't the type to. Wait, why didn't you say anything when I offered it to you? You would have saved me a trip back to the counter to prepare it. In the end, I was the one who had to get that. Out for you. Is being a bit more open that hard for you? It's okay. Don't worry. There's a simple solution to this. 2 cups for me. Cigar then moved the cup's contents to her own without spilling a single drop, displaying the mastery of one who had done that move hundreds of times before. Having solved that issue, Cigar addressed Bill again as if nothing had happened. Want to join in too? Though, you'll have to go get your own coffee yourself. But if Coffee's coffee gets left over, does she want to have 2 that badly? Thanks, but no thanks. I'm here to search around. Again, not like I'm one to talk considering how often I'm here as well. You already found one though, didn't you? Right, but there could be some more. I found a clue here already. Yes, could be. Good luck then, young man. Patronising much? Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one investigating. That said, while thinking that, he didn't see it as something negative. Although it could be seen as selfish, he didn't want others finding hints. Not because he wanted them, but to prevent them from spreading even further. Why is he the only one that's investigating? That's a bit weird, isn't it? Above anything else though, he wanted to prevent the killer from getting them. While they didn't need accusations to kill, knowing what number they were removing was still important. And of course number 1 would be the one most interested in finding their hints in order to protect their identity. Wait, does that mean that the ones who aren't looking are innocent? Alternatively, they could be a pretty carefree murderer. Then, does that mean that those who know I'm looking around might suspect me? He took a quick glance at Coffee, and indeed her gaze was piercing, though he wasn't sure if it was a look of suspicion or just the usual. No, that feels worse than before. So, where was I? Girl, I know we're not in a particular cheery situation, but you go way beyond that.
If I'm bothering you, I can leave.
There she goes again. Everything good? All good, don't worry. I was just trying to make her open up a bit. I'd normally be in favour of that, but I can see how having a killer running free would make her distrust us. And there's the game too. Sure, but I think it's pretty clear I'm innocent. She could trust me at least a little bit. That way we could talk without any tensions and calm both of us down. I'm not sure about you, but I desperately need it. At this rate, I'll explode without it. That's why I insist she stay and talk. Though really this talk turned into a monologue, as I'm the only one speaking. I'm not even sure she's listening. Oh, Coffee's sour face is starting to make sense.
I'm not interested in what you're saying, or in making any friends here. I see no point in building relationships with people that might die in a few hours.
What?
I don't mean you specifically. I could die too. Anybody can.
Bill was about to complain too, but stopped himself. She actually has a point. If Lime hadn't gotten so close to Jin, her death wouldn't have been as painful for her. From a viewpoint of emotional protection, keeping everyone at a distance was the healthiest approach. Keeping everyone at a distance was the healthiest approach. For him, who wanted to avoid any and all deaths, taking up that strategy was never on the table, of course. Doing so would be a surrender, he felt, or at the very least, a concession that further deaths were inevitable. And from a realistic perspective, it was the most likely outcome. He knew it, and still, he didn't want to treat deaths as an inevitability. But there was one detail that Bill had overlooked. A discrepancy between his thoughts and Coffee's words. He had assumed it was her way of protecting herself from the suffering following each death, but there was another possibility, a much colder one. Moments later, he finally realised. Wait, Coffee. You see no point because it will be more painful to see them die if you know them better, or because it would be a waste of time. Wow, that's kind of dark. I mean, I imagine... well... Cigar didn't want to think negatively of the girl, but at that moment she wavered. Was that taciturn persona her way of dealing... is that how you say that word? Taciturn? Persona her way of dealing with strangers and hide her fear? Or did she really not care about other people? The answer may surprise you.
I don't see how it can't be both.
It was complicated. Anyways, whatever the case, I trust you won't be killing anyone. Neither will I. Even if most of us end up dying, I prefer if only one person gets their hands dirty.
Are you saying you'll let number 1 take care of the pruning?
No. Don't get me wrong. The murderer is the least one deserving of coming out alive. Although, at the same time, if we can't escape this game, The only way to survive is to play or let someone else play for us and focus on staying alive. That's why I keep saying.
We know. You said no, yet you're still saying you prefer that number one took care of You said no. You said no. Yet you're still saying you prefer that number one took care of the killing.
Only if we don't have any other choice left. We can take care of them when there's 4 of us left. What's wrong with that? The tables seem to have turned. Attacker and defender switched. However,
I never said I was against it.
Tone it down then, please. It felt like an interrogation.
I was only asking.
Well, I see what you mean, but...
We know.
You don't think there's any escape options anymore? There doesn't seem to be, truth be told. At least as long as we're trapped here. We could go back to focusing on finding 2, but that would mean looking for a sacrifice again. Right. Is having a relaxed chat too much to ask? These topics keep coming up. That elbow's right in the rear.
Trying to ignore the situation doesn't benefit us.
Being so on edge doesn't benefit me either, dear. Honey.
Take some herbal tea then. The coffee won't help you.
Stunned. What do we do here? I mean, I guess... Should I stick up for Cigar here? Prevent quarrel? It seems like the most... neutral. Don't want to nod. I want to see how Coffee reacts if I scold her. That would be fun. Coffee. You should be a bit more tactful. You could lean in more than that. You know? That's hardly a scold. Got the words out of my mouth, although not so much because of your choice of words, it's their tone. She's looking right at me. I understand you're bothered by all of this, but we're not the ones at fault. We're not the ones at fault. Unless we are. Seeing Coffee's face, Cigar's annoyed look disappeared. Where there previously was a poker face, now something else had appeared. She sighed, getting up with her coffee. The drink, not the person. But I do need to relax too, for sure. I've never been a huge fan of tea, but I'll take a look at the counter. Okay. Slide off. Is that stage left or stage right? It's stage right, isn't it? Because it's as you view it, I think. Cigar left, leaving behind an empty cup and a rather uncomfortable scene, which didn't last for long. She got up, somewhat bothered after the conversation. Talking to her could go badly, but not saying anything felt wrong. Should I try and stop her? I could try getting more of that unmasked coffee that we just witnessed. I'd like an unmasked coffee, please. James Bond came in then. Wait. Bad joke, bad joke. Well, got her attention. Now what to say? Oh. Sorry about before. Seems like a good thing to say. Cigar understood what you meant. You did your best. Maybe I should apologise. Sorry about before, but... I mean, apologies like this aren't good, are they? I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but... Sorry about before, but... Not sure how to say this. I don't want to assume anything about people I barely know. But I got the feeling that you felt bad because of what happened with Cigar. Which would mean you had good intentions. Right? I don't like being harsh to anyone. But I felt like I needed to be honest with you. I have no idea if it's because you see us as enemies, or it's fear, or what, but you need to open up a bit. Even if you plan to win the game, you still need allies. You said it was nonsensical. Why?
I already answered that question.
No, you said it could be both options I gave. But that doesn't answer the
I don't know. I don't.
Wait! Don't get killed. He felt the need to go after her, but he wasn't able to. His body refused. Was it because he still had to search the area and time was limited? It was a selfish reason. Maybe we should see if... Is it going to give us the option to see if coffee's okay or no? In part. But there was a bigger reason. He'd managed to open up to a stranger in such a way, something he normally could never do. He'd gotten carried away. As soon as coffee was gone, so was that strength, replaced by his much more common weakness. He wasn't the type of person fit for those conversations. The circumstances were forcing him to unearth from deep inside him traits he never thought he had. He was neither a hero nor a leader. He had neither charisma nor mental strength. The one thing he did have that pushed him in that direction was... Stop. No matter how much I think about this, it won't get me anywhere. I hope I wasn't too harsh with coffee, but now is not the time to worry. It's time to focus. Left alone, it was time for hint hunting. Let's put a little record on. After a few minutes looking around the tables with no success, he started suspecting there wasn't anything there. Oh. Loading. What happened? Oh. The barman's alarm suddenly began to ring. Did I take too long? Proclaiming the end of the investigation. The culprit's identity still remained hidden. But he felt like he was getting closer. Though perhaps the one moving closer wasn't him, but the killer.
Color me surprised. Seems like we're all here intact.
What, you were expecting another body?
A little bit, truth be told. Me for starters.
Where's the joke exactly? Harsh?
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to get it.
She's French. To get the killer, more like. But let's not worry too much about the average IQ here, for our sake. Please, now's not the time. No, maybe not. You know what time it is, though? Right. The time to see the fruits of our investigation. The Fifth Council had begun. Okay, let's get started. The Fifth Council. Are there any red letters, and is that important? Hiya, Billiards. Why is, the Fifth? Any red letters? No. Cocktail was winking at me then. It was weird, wasn't it? So before we begin, I'm Rule 10.
Excuse me?
For Rule 3, remember? It felt wrong that Piano took that responsibility last time, so now it's my turn. Oh, he's embarrassed.
Oh, for a moment I thought you'd casually confessed your number.
You really not know the rules by now? I mean, to be fair, I need reminding now and then.
Hey, everyone makes slip-ups here and there. Can you blame me for forgetting about it when I was the first one?
Right, that's true. I still feel guilty about...
No, don't even start, boy. If you're so sorry, take your chance in the next one. But let's not waste any more time on this.
Since when do you care about wasting time, Gramps?
Always have. The sooner this ends, the more time I'll have to take a nap later.
Fair enough. Then let's get rolling. Did anyone find out anything about Rule 1 this hour? I found the bathroom's key, hidden near them. Probably by the culprit. Wait, really? Really, I checked. This has to be the way the culprit closed the door until we took it down, for sure. We, you say? It was me and Darts, I guess. No guessing needed. We did. Alright, let's not get into who put in more effort. So, in that case, the killer's prints are on it, yes? True, though I'm afraid we don't have the required police tools to take advantage of them. Not sure there's much we can gain from it without fingerprints, though. Not much we can gain about fingerprints, but... No, can't think of anything else. Any ideas? What should we focus on? The reason for use, maybe. Its origin. Interesting. The reason for use of the key was to lock Cigar in, we know that. Where it came from is maybe more interesting? Right? I mean, maybe it wasn't used... No, it must have been used for that, right? So we kind of know half of that answer. I'm assuming. It does make it tempting, but I feel like maybe I'm going to go with its origin, apostrophe, maybe? Oh, maybe not. For starters, where did the culprit get it from? I always mix up when an apostrophe is needed. Good question, but I have no idea. It wasn't in the lock when we woke up, right? I think when it's possessive, it's not needed.
I certainly didn't find it when I went there, soon after getting up.
So when did it get there? Maybe it was hidden somewhere, like the hints. It's not a hint, though. An hint, though. Why hide it in the first place? She's French. Well, it was hidden when I found it, but I doubt it was there from the start. This feels like a dead end, unless anyone has any leads.
A bar's keys should have a fixed place, or so I'd expect.
Yes, I agree. Yet, the entrance key is nowhere in sight. Wait, I might have seen a place to keep keys somewhere. Where was that? Where did we see a place to keep keys? Was it by the bar? There was a little place underneath. Was there a place there for keys? I feel like I don't... There was a little bit under the bar. Maybe it was under there. Not the bathroom. I don't know. I guess we can go with the bar. But honestly, This is the problem with doing this weeks apart. Little details like this, which I guess a normal player would pick up on. I'm gonna go with the bar. Ah, I got it. By pure fluke. There's a key. No. I mean, yes, that too, but also I know where it could have been before the murder. While I was searching behind the counter, an hour ago I found pegs below where it could be hanged. Oh. So I was kinda right?
With keys.
Were the keys there? No, they were empty. Then we can't confirm that theory, though it would make sense. Maybe that's not the right option then. And if that was the case... Oh, with his eyes and a smile, darts pointed at... Oh, maybe that was supposed to be two separate. Cocktail. Are you implying that it was me? Let's not jump to conclusions so quickly. First, let's lay down the facts. If we assume that the key was there at the game's start, and to be fair, let's also assume your innocence, there are two possibilities. As you've spent most of the game behind the counter, the culprits would only have had two chances, either soon after they woke up, or during one of the few times that you've left the counter empty, which hasn't been many times, before the murder. That only happened during these councils and between the end of the third one and the crime itself. Wink. However, I find it unlikely that a few minutes would be enough to find the key and commit the crime. Unless you knew exactly where it was. In order to obtain it in such a short time, they would have to have known its location beforehand.
I went to the counter looking for you and saw nobody there.
That would make it less likely. Not quite impossible, but...
Wait, then if it was before the council, wouldn't it be super obvious? It means it's somebody that got here late.
Oh. It certainly culls down the options. Who came there late? People who arrived late to a council. Poker and Jin one time? For the first one we all gathered at the counter and came here together. And the third one was when I almost failed my objective. I was left alone at the counter and was the last one to arrive. Oh, it wasn't me, so it could have only been before the second one. I remember someone taking a while, but among them, were there any suspects? Cocktail. Yes? Please, this could be the literal and metaphorical key to solving the murder. Tell us what you know. If you did, on top of confirming that it was there once, it would cut down the list of suspects to... Poker? Just one. No, it's three. The only suspects that came here later than Cocktail were you and Poker. But that's if we take Cocktail's innocence for granted. Yes. Right. So is it between Poker and Cocktail again? Still, I'm curious. And it's not because that'd prove my innocence. If you aren't the killer and saw the key there, telling the truth would still make you a suspect. On the other hand, saying you didn't see it would make things stay as is, except it would make you look more suspicious.
Huh? Why?
Because that's the most beneficial answer for a guilty cocktail. I don't understand why you're presenting it as a choice I have. My duty as an innocent party is to tell the truth, regardless of how it makes me appear. Then go ahead. What did you see in those pegs behind the counter? Was that key there at some point or not? I'm afraid that the answer won't be to your liking. As for those pegs that Bill mentioned, unfortunately, I've never seen them. Huh? Do you need me to repeat it? You've never seen them? Been there? Whoa, slow down, are you saying he's lying? No, of course not. I'm simply stating that I've never noticed them, but I trust his word. But that's impossible. You've spent so much time back there. You must have seen them. They're on the back side in one of the gaps next to the knives. As implausible as it seems, it's the truth. My attention is almost exclusively on the people joining me at the counter, and the drinks I make at their request. The bottles to do so are behind me. I've had no need to look down at the counter's back.
Not even to investigate.
Before the murder, there was no need to investigate, and since then, the few searches I've made haven't been there. How about looking for hints? I haven't done that at the counter either. Even if I wanted to, there was always someone there that would have seen me. I guess that's kind of true. I must say you're making too many assumptions. There's no way we can know for certain if the key was ever at the counter in the first place. Only I could affirm that, and as I've said, I can neither confirm it or nor deny it. Bad things happened. Oh. A cocktail. Do you not trust me? I don't know anymore. I want to, but that sounded way too suspicious. Look me in the eyes. Tell me you didn't do it. Would that be enough to make you believe me? Uh-oh. Did I click then? Cocktail, please. I'm innocent, but the only way you can be sure, truly sure, is to accuse me. Ah, now it all makes sense. You're just looking for Rule 6's protection. If that's what you want to believe, that's fine. Let's tone it down. Bill, how many pegs do you see? Did you see? 2. And how many keys did you find? Only this one, the bathroom key. If those pegs are there to hold keys, wouldn't there be a second key somewhere? Like the entrance key, probably.
The killer could have the other one. The killer could have the other one. Everyone turn out your pockets. If they got rid of that one, they would have done the same with any others, assuming there's more than one. Once again at a dead end. What to do?
Cocktail's response isn't enough to prove anything, but it's still hard to take in. Would the culprit use an excuse like that? Maybe he's innocent, or Is that his way of confusing us? Time out. Okay. Interesting. So do you think Cocktail is the killer? So I think suspicion is kind of landing at the feet of Cocktail or Poker, which kind of... I thought it might have been Cocktail that was the killer a couple of episodes ago, but now I'm kind of turning away to somebody else because I feel like it's trying to run that narrative quite strongly in that direction, you know? But I guess next time we'll find out on Borderline Games how this council, the Fifth Council, is gonna proceed. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.